Now, prices of manufactured goods may surge by up to 20% as manufacturers factor in a hike in overheads due to the new fuel prices. NTV's Brian George Otieno spoke to experts and manufacturers and now details how both consumers and manufacturers can pivot at such tough times.
Fuel being a key input in the manufacturing value chain, right from the sourcing of raw materials to the distribution of final products, manufacturers are staring at steep overheads or costs of production, given the recent pricing cycle that places fuel prices at historically high prices. Kenyan manufacturers use a substantial amount of fuel in their processes in the form of automotive gas oil or AGO, industrial diesel oil IDO, and heavy fuel oil HFO. The increase in fuel prices is expected to further drive up the cost of production for manufacturers, resulting in more pain for consumers who are already struggling to make ends meet. The fuel cost component in the cost of electricity is also expected to go up from the current 3.57 shillings per kilowatt hour. Ultimately, with the increase in fuel prices, the cost of production and distribution of final products is also expected to go up significantly. Transport of inputs and finished products is dependent on diesel-reliant vehicles. Some manufacturers also use petroleum products as a raw material in production.
So I was astonished that there was no precaution for diesel, which is a major production when it comes to the industrials. Maybe in the industrial area, they are a major consumer of that. And transport for the private sector, we consume petrol. It's an optional expense, but when it comes to transportation of product, this will highly impact the production of what we have from food, from the furnitures and all that.
A manufacturer will need electricity. There will be a fuel impact in there. A manufacturer will need transport. There will be an impact there. A manufacturer will have fertilizers. So it will be a multiplier effect of so many things. A manufacturer will have a ripple effect, which will multiply that by probably 4 times, 5 times, and you'll find for them the impact is probably 30 shillings.
Currently, taxes and levies constitute about 46% of the retail price for fuel. The Kenya Association of Manufacturers told NTV that this is the detriment of manufacturing and economic well-being of Kenyans in an already harsh business environment subjected to high amount of taxes. Experts who also weighed in said the ceding of the 8% in value-added tax is insufficient to move the needle.
So let's go back to history and send back VAT to exemption. Let's probably say the road maintenance levy, a few of these other levies, let's cut them down and let's put a stop or start managing excise duty.
Compared to our peers in the East African Community region, Kenya's fuel prices remain the highest. This renders Kenya uncompetitive, and we are likely to experience a surge in imports from neighboring countries by local consumers due to affordability. As a result, Kenyan manufacturers are bound to experience a significant loss of market share for their products, leading to the loss of revenue. To remain afloat, they are likely to cut down on operational costs through downsizing. As such, their contribution to the growth of the economy will dwindle as the government also loses revenue.
And with that, energy efficiency remains critical at such a time. Manufacturers are now being urged to consider renewable sources of energy in their day-to-day operations to sustain the production costs. Brian George Otieno, NTV, Nairobi.